presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
The Twins and White Sox have split the first 4 games this week, and so tonight it's the rarity in baseball. A Game 5 rubber match in breezy Chicago. And Twins baseball here, as you take a look at the wild card standings, they're right where they want to be. In the mix, in control of their destiny with the Yankees losing today. They're within 3 games of the top wild card spot. They still lead the Angels by a half game for that second wild card spot, but there's not a lot of room for error right now for the Minnesota Twins. And Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Feels like fall here in Chicago. It's cool and breezy, and it feels like a big game for the Minnesota Twins. Unfortunately, they got some more bad news this morning. Already missing Miguel Sano on this road trip. Another key piece of the puzzle is gone, at least for the next 7 days. Jason Castro, their catcher last night, will now be on the 7-day concussion disabled list, and it's our Sanford Health injury report. Last night, a couple of hard fouls off the mast during that game. He had to leave that game early. Paul Mauter didn't have an answer for us last night, but he does know he's losing a big piece of this lineup.
You know, a good catcher is kind of like umpiring. You know, when they're doing well, you don't really notice. The games go along cleanly, and they do their job. And he's kind of been that guy back there for us. You know, he's been out of what we had thought from the beginning in terms of a pace of catching 115, 120 games, and you know, you just hate to see your catchers take those type of shots, and sure enough, that one caught up with them last night.
So they're shorthanded. They're going to lean on one of their big dogs on the mound. Can it be a repeat performance for Jose Barrios, Dick Bramer, and Bert Blyland with how he can build off the great bounce-back win over the weekend against Arizona?
Orioles making his 18th start, his first start against the Diamondbacks.
And he got it with a high fastball. Got him. 10 in a row sent down by Barrios. 6 shutout innings. The Twins are hoping that Jose Barrios can come up with another good one tonight. His mound opponent, veteran left-hander Derek Holland. The final game of a 5-game series, and the Twins hope to head to Canada with a series win. And we welcome you to the south side of Chicago. Dick Bramer along with Bert Flyleven. You look at Barrios' numbers this year compared to what they were a year ago. The opponent batting average down about 100 points. He's cut his walks in half, and he has shown in this season the ability to make adjustments along the way and take some instruction.
Yeah, you know, but sometimes as a pitcher you fall in love with your secondary pitch, and I think that's what we saw from Barrios, not only in his second and third starts ago, but last start, you know what, as Neil Allen had said, trust your stuff, trust that fastball. Well, he did. He did against the Arizona Diamondbacks. His mound opponent was Zach Greinke. He knew he had to be on, and he was. 66% of his pitches, hard fastballs in the mid-90s. A good hard breaking ball, occasional changeup, but he went right at the offense of those Diamondbacks, and hopefully he'll do that against the White Sox.
Twins have played awfully well here in Chicago this year. They hope to play their final game here and put it in the win column against Jose Abreu and the White Sox. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Generally, when you have a 5-game series in baseball, it's a playoff series, and the Twins hope to have one of those later this year. They hope to get into the postseason. Not so for the White Sox. They're rebuilding. It might be a while before they get back to postseason play. But the Twins are in control of their own destiny. It's already been a good day for the Twins and the teams around them in the standings, having lost already today. 15-8 in the month of August with 7 games yet to play. And here's the Menards batting order for the final game here in Chicago. Brian Dozier, Jorge Polanco, Byron Buxton, Eduardo Escobar, Mitch Garver, Eddie Rosario, Chris Jimenez, A-Ray Adrianza, and Zach Granite.
And it'll be left-handed pitcher Derek Holland in his 9th Major League season, his first season with the White Sox on the mound facing the Twins, 30-year-old left-hander. Right-handers have hit very well against them. That's why Paul Molitor put a lot of right-handers in the lineup. Right-handers hitting .306. And left-hander's only 239.
First pitch strike to Dozier. Holland came out of the pen and pitched here on Monday. Dozier takes inside, 1-1.
Holland with a fastball, low 90s, sweeping breaking ball, and a very good changeup.
1-1. The Twins leadoff man. 2-1.
Now, Holland making his 4th start against the Twins, his 5th game. The relief here the other night. So far in the first 3 starts plus that outing, he's 0-3 with a 9.64 ERA against the Twins.
2-2.
On Monday night here, he faced only 3 batters, did not retire a batter, and that was highlighted by the 3-run home run he gave up to Polanco in the 8th inning.
White Sox started this series with a win in Game 1. Twins won Games 2 and 3, and then the White Sox won last night. Inside now 3-2 with Polanco to follow.
He's given up 29 home runs, 25 to right-handed hitters. Brian Dozier just 3 hits and 12 at-bats against Holland.
Driven deep to left, but it'll hook foul. Another deep count to start the ball game. The Twins are seeing more and more of that from Brian. Many times ending up with a walk. Greg Gibson having a little chat with Dozier in the box. Gibson calling balls and strikes for the 2nd time in this series. And another 3-2. Big fly ball, short left field. Tim Anderson out. 1 down. And now Jorge Polanco, who came into this series with 3 home runs. He's hit 1 home run in each of the first 4 games.
Well, of course, a doubleheader on Monday as a right-handed hitter, a 3-run home run. Then in the 2nd game, a 3-run home run. Then a couple solo shots for Polanco. That was last night's home run. Polanco has 7 home runs on the year. 5 of them against the White Sox.
And it's impressive for anybody to hit a home run in 4 straight, but it's really nice when you've done it as Polanco has from both sides of the plate. Taking strike 1 from Holland, and now a ball, 1-1.
Well, again, it was Holland on the mound that Polanco did hit the 3-run home run off of in the 8th inning. That closed the gap to 7-6, but that was the final score as the White Sox beat the Twins in Game 1.
Kind of odd that the White Sox have won 2 games each by 1 run, because the Twins have done so well in 1- and 2-run games this year. They've lost a couple of nail biters here to the White Sox.
You already see Holland likes to pitch into right-handed hitters, and Polanco right on top of that plate. Threw about 3 or 4 pitches in on Brian Dozier, trying to get that inner part of the plate.
Outside 3-1 with Buxton on deck.
A changeup missing right there. Holland had some good years for the Texas Rangers, and then he had knee issues, had surgery on his knee, then the shoulder issues.
Signed a 1-year deal with the White Sox, and it hasn't turned out very well for either side. And the White Sox are in full rebuild mode, so I think you could probably safely assume that he'll be out on the market again this offseason.
Well, he had 1 3-year period with the Rangers from 2011 to 13 that he won 38 ball games, lost only 21, an ERA under 4. He made 92 starts.
Another full count and another foul ball.
I think out of this year, what Holland is going to show the market that his arm is healthy again.
And it's been said for about 100 years, and it's especially true now. If you're left-handed and healthy, you'll have teams waiting in line for your services. Another full count pitch. Another foul ball.
To a changeup right there. He's got a very good changeup. The breaking ball, a big sweeping breaking ball, but basically key off the fastball and the changeup.
with a fastball to get a called third strike.
Yeah, you just don't know what that home plate umpire will give you, but Greg Gibson gives him that fastball. See what Fox Track says right here. Yep, good pitch. So Holland picks up a strikeout, his 95th in 124 innings pitched.
Greg Gibson behind the plate. Nick Lentz at first. DJ Rayburn, Chris Guccione on the crew. 2 down. Here's Byron Buxton. A high fly short center field. Byron likes to try to ambush that first pitch, but he is retired. And Holland has a 1-2-3 first inning. Chicago for the Cubs. Now part of the rebuild here on the south side. And the White Sox struggling in August. Almost to the same degree the Twins are succeeding. The Menards batting order for Chicago without Avisail Garcia. He became a daddy again today and will not be in uniform tonight. Leury Garcia, Yoan Moncada, Jose Abreu, Nicky Delmonico, Kevin Smith, Yolmer Sanchez, Tim Anderson, Omar Narvaez, and Adam Engel.
And Jose Barrios, just 23 years old, making his 19th start of the year, his second against the White Sox. His other start came earlier this year in June in Minnesota, where he ended up getting the win in a 4-2 ball game. Worked 8 very good innings.
And a first pitch strike. Barrios with a 5-run first 3 starts ago, a 5-run first 2 starts ago, and then he had a clean first inning against the Diamondbacks and sailed through 7 innings. Garcia, the leadoff man, had a good night last night.
Yeah, you know what? The White Sox are looking for guys to step up, and Garcia, one of those guys that has really stepped up, hitting well from both sides of the plate. As a left-handed hitter, 278. As a right-hander, over 300, 305.
1-2 to Garcia. Barrios with 11 wins on the year, starting the game with an ERA of under 4. And back to his glove. 1 away. Check out the Twins in the field. A little bit of a different look with Jason Castro going on the disabled list. The Twins summoned Zach Granite. He's in left field. Byron Buxton in center. Eddie Rosario in right. Adrianza at third. Of course, Sano is back home in Minnesota. Polanco, Dozier up the middle. And with a left-hander going, Joe Mauer gets the night off. Mitch Garver's at first and Chris Jimenez behind the plate. Garver figures to catch. Paul Molitor said he figured he might start him behind the plate Saturday against the Blue Jays. First pitch strike to Yoan Moncada.
Well, Mauer getting the day off because of a lefty on the mound, but he's just 5 for 22 against Holland too. But gives Joe a day off, which Paul likes to do from time to time.
Side 1-1. There will be more of those with the veteran players. Twins have an off day on Monday. Joe probably will play all 3 games in Toronto, although remember that's an artificial turf field, and so the managers will manage accordingly. 1-2 to Moncada. Fastball 96 to clip the corner, 2 down.
And strikeout number 1 for Berríos. In his last start, he had 7 strikeouts in 7 shutout innings, allowed only 2 hits.
And that pitch was inside, but
Swing the bat, boys. Gotta love it.
we were talking in the open about Berríos' numbers compared to what they were a year ago. He's more than cut his walks in half. Last year, his opponent batting average was .310. It enters play today at .232. Those are 2 huge reasons why he's been so much more successful this year. There's strike 1 to Abreu.
A lot more consistent in 11 of his quality starts, 10 of his 18 starts, prior quality starts.
1-1.
He had a couple hiccups, as every pitcher does, making just his 33rd major league start.
And fastball inside, and we are seeing again tonight 4 first-inning fastballs.
Well, that's your bread and butter pitch if you're Jose Berríos. That breaking ball is a pitch that he has a lot of confidence in, but early on, when you're at your strongest, just hit your spots with it. Not like that.
Landed a few
There's
feet
a change up there.
3-1 to Abreu. Delmonico on deck.
Berríos making his 3rd career start against Chicago. He's 2-0 with a 2.08 ERA. Coming into this game, only 13 innings against the White Sox. Allowed only 3 earned runs.
Fouled back. Now 3-2.
And there's no lopsidedness in the opponent batting average either. Opponents hitting .232, left-handers hitting .232, right-handers .231. He's given up 12 home runs, 6 to lefties, 6 to right-handed hitters.
And he strikes out Abreu, coming back from 3-1.
That's a nasty fastball there.
And a 1-2-3 first for Berríos. With the Chicago Bulls, so when in Chicago, get a White Sox jersey.
Well, there's, 30 teams in the big leagues. He's hit 2 of them already.
Jimmy Butler, now member of the Timberwolves. Here's Eduardo Escobar taking ball 1, hitting cleanup again because, in part, he is 5 for 9 with a home run against Derek Holland.
And hitting .296 as a right-handed hitter.
Sometimes a point can be made without a spoken word. In the clubhouse today, Chris Jimenez was looking at the lineup card. Escobar stepped up, pointed as to who was hitting cleanup and who was hitting 7. Didn't say a word, just pointed to the 2 spots, and then he cracks one into right center field for a base hit. Big turn at first. Escobar's aboard. He's the first base runner in the ball. One of the issues the White Sox have as they try to rebuild into a competitive team, their defense. Here's how they line up tonight. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Nicky Delmonico in left, Adam Engel in center, Lurie Garcia in right. Again, Avisail Garcia not in the uniform tonight. Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, Abreu, the infielders, and Narvaez behind the plate.
Yeah, Twins have 64 errors. The White Sox have 96.
Here is Mitch Garver, 1 for 8 in the big leagues. His 1 was an infield hit. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. As we have said in his other starts and plate appearances, the Twins project Garver as being a run producer. He's a big, strong hitter. Principally a catcher. He might catch this weekend in Toronto, starting first baseman against the lefty Derek Holland. Outside, 1-1. Popped up, back and out of play. You look at this Twins lineup. And Dozier, of course, now a veteran. And Escobar to some degree, although he's never been an everyday player. A lot of inexperienced hitters in this lineup for a team that's in the pennant race, trying to win every game, obviously.
Garver, 26 years old, getting his first taste of the big leagues.
1 and 2. Popped up, short right field. Coming in is Lurie Garcia. Garver's retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Rosario. Rosario's kind of led the way for these early to mid-20s hitters that the Twins have ridden in the second half of the year. Rosario hitting on the season .297, and he's hit .297 against lefties and .297 against righties. So he's the 6th place hitter. One of 2 left-handed batters in the lineup against Derek Holland. The other, Zach Granite.
Rosario, 2 hits and 7 at-bats against Holland. Again, left-handers hitting just .239 against Holland.
Nice stop by Narvaez. That ball landed 3 feet in front of the right-handed batter's box. Ball 1.
Escobar got thrown out in last night's ball game. Thought about going, but right, Narvaez did a good job of blocking that ball.
Pitches up. Twins are looking for their 35th win on the road this year. There are 21 road games left, counting tonight. And to put it in recent perspective, the 1991 Twins that went on to win the World Series, they won 44 times. So if the Twins play .500 baseball, they might surpass the 91 Twins in terms of success on the road. Now 3-0 to Rosario with Jimenez on deck. 65 Twins won 51 games on the road.
I think in '87 when we went 12.
You won a big one on the road, I know that, last week. and then lost the rest of them after that. But you did win a big one.
That's right, the one in Arlington.
And let's not forget you won a couple games in Detroit in the playoffs too.
Yes, we did.
3-1 to Rosario. Twins have put together 3 winning homestands in a row. And Rosario takes a walk. First and second, one down. Somewhere at guaranteed rate field sits Kevin Gordon.
Yeah, that still just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? My goodness. Car soup scoop time. We'll start with Miguel Sano on that shin. Guys, talked to Paul Maurer today. That's progressing slowly. Not a lot of weight-bearing activity. Every day, though, does meet with an athletic trainer. Some water work, just trying to slowly progress to get him back. Jason Castro on that 7-day DL with the concussion was given the option to fly back to Minnesota to chill. He said, no, thank you. I want to stay with the team and go on to Toronto. And speaking of that, Big Sexy himself, same option. Fly ahead, get ready for that start in Toronto. And no, Bartolo Colon said, I'd much prefer stay with my teammates here and have fun in Chicago and see these guys win a series. So interesting that both those gentlemen might not be here tonight. They're both in there pulling for their teammates.
Yeah, I talked to Jason Castro before, and that ball that Abreu hit, he said that's the one that really sunk him. That was a good one. I asked him if he'd had, concussion prior, and he said, in the minor leagues when he first came up, he thought he maybe had one, but they didn't have the testing back then.
Right.
Other than that, he said he's been really pretty lucky.
2 strikes to Jimenez, who figures to do the bulk of the catching in Castro's absence. He's trying to score first here in the second inning. A threat, first and second, one down. On and in, 1-2.
Well, Holland, that's one issue he has had this year. Coming into this game, 66 walks in 123 and a third innings. And he walked Rosario, who doesn't walk that often.
Foul tip, and Narvaez hangs on 2 down. That'll bring up Adriano.
And Holland picked up his second strikeout. So he went with a fastball out over the plate. And Jimenez swinging through it. Looked like he was a little late.
Adrianza getting the start at third base with Escobar DHing. The other option would have been Kenny Vargas, but the Twins feel he's a much better hitter left-handed than right-handed. So popped up, and it'll be chased by Abreu, but he has no play, 1 strike. Twins have a bench of Kepler, Vargas, and Bauer tonight. And a team chasing the Twins, Kansas City, already lost this afternoon. And a team the Twins are chasing, the Yankees, also lost this afternoon at Comerica Park. More on that game coming later. 1 strike to Adrianza. And a ball. '35th pitch already for Holland. Only given up 1 hit and 1 walk. But the Twins had some deep counts in the first inning. Now up and away, 2-1.
He's had a tough time being consistent, Holland. Has 11 of his 24 prior starts, quality starts, where he's worked 6 innings, given up 3 earned runs or less. Twins have had good success against him over his career, facing the Twins.
Big pop up again. Twins doing a lot of that against Holland. This one near the mound, and Tim Anderson with the catch. A leadoff single, a 1-out walk. The Twins lead 2. Still no score.
strikeouts in that first inning through 14 pitches. And I think when Abreu swung through this pitch, I said, wow, that's nasty. Look at this fastball right there. Abreu, a 300 career hitter, but that fastball down, Abreu swinging right through it. Great pitch.
Down with some downward movement. Foul back, 1 strike. The batter leading off the second inning is Nicky Delmonico. Jumping into the White Sox lineup with an impact, 6 home runs, hitting over 300. It will be Delmonico, Smith, and Sanchez. 1-1.
Delmonico, just 25 years old, originally signed by the Orioles, but in his rookie season here with the Chicago White Sox.
And outside again. And a breaking ball missing. 3-1. It was 3-1 to Abreu, and then Orioles came back to strike him out with fastballs. He missed. Walked on 5 pitches. Bring up Kevin Smith, but first Kevin Gorg's got our showstopper.
Yeah, our showstopper takes us back to Kansas City last night. Rockies leading the entire game, including up by 1 in the 9th. Former Royal on the mound, Greg Holland, and Eric Hosmer does this. The walk-off, 2-out, 3-run blast, his 21st home run of the season. A huge win for Kansas City. Like the Twins, they're right in that playoff mix. But today the Twins got some good news. Colorado came back to win the game today, 3-2. Although Hosmer last night had him jumping in Kansas City, guys.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Smith taking one inside now. There's some wonderful side story to that. After the game, Holland wore it. He said, you know, it's my fault. I got to make better pitches. And then it was Holland who got the save this afternoon against the Royals, pitching much better. Important game for the Royals and the Rockies. 1-0 now to Kevin Smith. And over the inside corner. Orioles last year in the big leagues threw 58 1/3 innings and won 35 men. Up the middle, and it'll go to Dozier, who will step on the bag and start a double play. 2 down.
You know, Barrios kind of let that ball go. He might have had a chance to maybe put his glove down. But you could almost tell from this angle that he let it go because he knew it wasn't hit hard. He knew that there was somebody up the middle, being Brian Dozier. Had a nice double play. Watch his reaction right here. He thought about it. Yeah. Okay. All right, Brian's right there. Brian taking it himself, getting the force out, flipping it over to Garver. Okay.
Yeah,
yep.
You're right. You know, it's something that's changed certainly from when you pitched, where you had 2 infielders on each side just about every at bat. Now part of a pitcher's job out there is to know where the infielders are. And he was aware that Dozier was near the second base bag, and it's a double play. Here's Yolmer Sanchez. Hacked foul, 0-2.
I don't know if somebody on the bench was yelling, let it go or whatever, but after they turned a double play, Barrios looked in the dugout like, thank you.
0-2 to Sanchez with 2 gone in Chicago's second inning.
Or he may have said, muy bien.
Way to place the infielders. Two again to Chicago's third baseman.
Sanchez kind of like Larry Garcia getting an opportunity to get some at bats here. And Sanchez doing a pretty good job.
Outside, 1-2.
Normally you see Sanchez at second base, but with Matt Davidson on a disabled list, he's got that right wrist injury. Sanchez getting some time at third.
Down and in, 2-2. Plenty of life on the fastball. That at 95. We've seen 96 tonight. Two and two. Right center and deep. Buxton chasing it. It's gone. A home run. Homer Sanchez hitting his 7th. That's the White Sox who score first.
Sanchez hitting his 7th home run of the year and his 6th as a left-handed hitter. A fastball looked like it was middle in, and he jumped all over it. The first hit of the ball game for the White Sox leaves the ballpark. See that Jimenez wanted that ball away, kind of carried right back in to the middle part of the plate. That's a 1-0 lead for the Sox.
Tim Anderson takes outside ball 1.
13th home run that Orioles has allowed, this being his 19th start.
Anderson 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts in his matchups against Barrios, and the count here is 1-1.
Anderson, the hitting hero in the bottom of the 9th last night. First time he had knocked in a game-winning run with that single.
2-1. Well, the Twins didn't hit enough last night, getting just 3 hits. Whoa, just outside. Jimenez liked it. Greg Gibson didn't, and it's 3-1. Narvaez on deck.
Let's see if they go with a breaking ball here. Anderson will chase that breaking ball. There's the prior pitch, bit outside.
And now a strike with a fastball, full count, 3-2. Tapper to third. Adrianza across the diamond. And the inning ends. White Sox get a home run to take the lead. You're watching Twins baseball. Presented by State Farm.
Today, Yankees and Tigers. It starts with Fulmer off Sanchez, and then Canely to Cabrera. Austin Romine. We go hockey on it right now. It's Rangers. It's Red Wings. It's old time. Putting the foil on here. 3 different bench clearing incidents. Betances here. Very dangerous play. Thankfully, James McCann was okay. 8 ejected, both managers. 4-hour and 10-minute baseball game. In the end, the Tigers win 10-6, but what a mess, guys.
Yeah, the Tigers won. That means they get to face Floyd Merriweather in November at some point. Minor foul off the bat of Granite.
You know, it's part of the game that, you know, you're going to have rhubarb from time to time, but the pitch that Betances threw that hit the helmet, and I don't know who the hitter was.
James McCann.
McCann. Oh, I tell you what, that's danger right there.
Granite with a dribbler to first. He's retired for the first out of the third inning. Now Joe Girardi afterwards blamed the umpires for lack of control. And you can't have Miguel Cabrera shoving a catcher and swinging wildly trying to land punches. You can't have that either.
Well, I'm sure he'll be fined and suspended for that.
Here's Brian Dozier. It'll pop up to short left field, caught by Tim Anderson his first time up. Outside ball one. Hey, we want to pass along happy 94th birthday to Ethel DeWald of Watertown, South Dakota, on the shores of beautiful Lake Kampasca. Big Twins fan watching tonight, so hope you have had and continue to have a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, young lady.
1-1 to Dozier. Inside. Holland's had some bad misses here tonight. Too happy with his command, but he's got a 1-0 lead.
You know what? Sometimes you can be a little wild, like Holland has been, and it kind of sets a tone a little bit. Don't want to miss that much, but he hasn't hit anybody, and he's only given up one hit. That's the Escobar base hit the other way.
3-1 to Dozier. Polanco on deck.
But you know, Holland has made, now this is his 12th career start against the Twins, his 13th game. He worked here the other night. Twins are 6-2 off of him, and he's got an ERA at almost 6. So they've had some success against him.
On the hole, Anderson fires across and got Dozier just barely, but he got it. 2 down.
A nice play by Anderson right there, showing off his arm. Sanchez almost shielded him out of that play.
And tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Armin Killebrew has homered in 5 straight games. In fact, he did it 3 times. Marty Cordova in his rookie season did it in 5 straight games, and then Brian Dozier last year. Polanco's got a string of 4, and they have been significant home runs, including the last 2 have tied the game at 1. And he's got a chance to do the same thing again here in the 3rd inning. Strike 1. Called out on strikes his first time up. 1-1. Twins haven't squared anything up against Holland here yet tonight. Even Escobar's hit was a line drive, but it was kind of a soft line drive into right center field.
That Dozier's ground ball, that was the first ground ball hit off of Holland. Everything else been in the air.
Two and two.
Excuse me, Granite hit that ground ball to first.
High pop up. Short outfield again. This time it's Angle racing. And he's got it. The Twins go down 1-2-3 in the 3rd. Narvaez, Engel, and Garcia will face Berríos. After the game, the Twins will fly to Toronto. You will not be going to Toronto. You're going to be heading to Florida, right?
Troy Hawkins will be doing the games in Toronto.
I checked my passport's expired, but I've got an old Iowa pheasant hunting license. They'll let me in, won't they?
They'll let you in. Just good luck getting back home.
1-0 to Omar Narvaez.
Canada's a beautiful country.
Foul back 1-1. Now you say that from experience. We talked about it last night. You spent some of your time a long time ago in Saskatchewan.
Just a little guy back then. I do remember some of it.
Just off the corner. Of course, you've been to Toronto many times. You've been to Montreal back when they had a franchise.
This with the Pirates.
Foul back 2-2. Thirty-ninth pitch coming up from Berríos.
Narvaez 25 years old in his second season with the White Sox. Both catchers for the White Sox pretty inexperienced. Kevin Smith, the other catcher.
Now a full count.
And Giovanni Soto here at the beginning of the year, but he ended up getting elbow surgery.
And a high strike called, one away here in the third inning.
And strikeout number 3 for Berríos.
Now he'll face Adam Engel.
Second call, third strike. Almost like a two-seamer. Watch this ball come back just a bit. Upper part of the strike zone.
Narvaez thought it was ball 4, and Fox Tracks might have suggested that as well. Here's Engel. Inside, ball 1. Berríos facing a Chicago team that's 14th in the league in runs per game scored. The Twins will go to Toronto. And the Blue Jays are last in the league in runs per game scored. Now, my goodness, who would have thought that a few years ago? With the Chicago lineup that they've had here for many years, Konerko, the nucleus of that lineup, and all the run scoring that the Blue Jays have done in recent years, but they're 14th and 15th in runs scored per game. 3-0 to the number 9 batter. And a strike.
Engel, another youngster, 25 years old, trying to make an impression. Play some defense. Offensively, he's had a tough time. Getting just 185.
Full count with 1 down. And a breaking ball clips the corner. Another call, third strike, 2 down. And that'll bring up the leadoff man, Leury Garcia.
This breaking ball started inside and then caught the corner on the inner part of that plate. So 4 strikeouts for Berríos. First time through the lineup.
Garcia hit a comebacker to the mound his first time up. Outside a ball. Big swing and a miss.
Change up right there.
Fouled back, and it's 1-2. It's not just this start, but Berrios' next start will be against the White Sox at home. Twins have 3 in Toronto this weekend, then an off day Monday, and then Berrios will pitch in the middle of next week at home against Chicago.
Probably get his mound opponent will be the same, and Derek Holland, if everything stays the same, as Santana will against James Shields.
Fastball got him. He strikes out the side, but comes off the mound trailing 1-0. Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Twins down 1-0. Rick Renteria's bench pretty thin anyway, with Avisail Garcia not here at the ballpark. Becoming a father again today, but the bench really getting thin. Here's Buxton, and he takes a strike at the knees. There's been a change in right field. Alan Hansen is in right field, replacing Lurie Garcia, who may have hurt himself in his at-bat against Berrios a few moments ago. Buxton takes strike 2. The Twins really handcuffed by James Shields last night. They just got 3 hits in the whole ball game. They haven't hit anything hard against Holland here tonight. Pitches up 1-2. Buxton, Escobar, and Garver here in the 4th inning. Another pop-up. They're all going about 200, 250 feet. Caught in center by Angle, 1 down. Stretch it out at Target Field. Yoga Nights coming up Wednesday, September 6th. The event features a 1-hour on-the-field yoga class taught by Core Power. The event tickets include a Twins branded yoga mat, Twins game tickets, and a donation to the Twins Community Fund. Get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com/yoga. Here's Escobar, dumped a single into center, the only Twins hit. And he takes strike 1. He's now 6 for 10 with a home run against Holland.
Yeah, Holland 54 pitches, been able to get strike 1 on 10 of the 14 batters he's faced. So he's getting ahead in the count.
1-1. He's getting a lot of pop-ups, fly balls. He's picked up 6 of them already. Swing and a miss. 1-2. inside. 2-2. He's had some 3-ball counts, but so far just the 1 walk. That was to Rosario in the second. 5 3-ball counts for Holland. And a full count to Escobar. And he made a relief appearance in the doubleheader game 1 on Monday. Now back in the starting rotation. High fastball, a foul tip, and a strikeout, 2 down.
Strikeout number 3 for Holland. Yeah, that's kind of the side piece day anyway. And they only have 1 lefty out there, that being Aaron Bummer. So, good fastball right here, up in the zone that Escobar swings through.
Both sides of the plate. That's the pitch that Escobar is vulnerable to. 2 down. And now Mitch Garver hit a fly ball to right his first time up. Another first pitch strike. Boy, his tempo is good, almost Burley-like with so many first pitch strikes. One and one.
They're 11 of 14 first pitch strikes for Holland.
There's a solid single to center. That's the solidest contact that Garver's made, and it's the hardest hit ball tonight. A 2-out single will get Rosario to the plate.
Yeah, change up out over the plate, and Garver taking it right back up the middle for his second major league hit.
Rosario drew a walk his first time up. Up and away. We mentioned Rosario has split his batting average evenly, righties and lefties. He's been a much more productive hitter, a lot more extra base pop against right-handers. 33 hits against left-handers, 11 extra base hits, just 1 home run. Rounder to second, right at Moncada. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Chicago.
Well, the only run of the ball game. Berrios has pitched well, 5 strikeouts. He just left the pitch up to Sanchez. Then he hit a home run in the 2nd inning. All in 4 shutout innings. Getting strike 1 on 11 of the 15 batters he's faced. He has 3 strikeouts, and there's the home run by Sanchez, making it a 1-0 ball game.
Now Orioles have pitched to the bottom, in the bottom of the 4th, to Moncada, Abreu, and Delmonico. Got word that Leury Garcia left the ball game with back stiffness on his right side, so that's why he left. The White Sox at one point had an outfield of 3 Garcias, and none of the 3 are in the lineup now. Moncada called out on strikes his first time up. It was a Willie Garcia earlier this year here, and then Avisail and Leury. Moncada, Abreu, and Delmonico here in the 4th. 2-0. Berrios has fallen behind some hitters. He issued a leadoff walk to Delmonico in the 2nd. Missing again, 3-0.
Yeah, key to get strike 1. Holland's been able to do a good job of that. Berrios, the last 5 batters he's faced, he's fallen behind.
53 pitches, just 29 strikes, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Moncada to start the 4th inning. And now for tonight's State Farm combination. Twins lost a ball game last night with Santana on the mound, hoping to win tonight with Berrios, because they've been very definitely a 1-2 pitching punch for the Twins. The rest of the starters with an ERA more than 2 runs higher than Santana and Berrios. Here is Abreu. Struck out swinging his first time up. That's to right center field. Buxton puts it in his back pocket, 1 away.
We always have the advantage of where our booth is to watch the ball game from a little higher level, and I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch a center fielder like Buxton or even Engel for the White Sox cover all the ground they're able to cover, and how quick they react to a fly ball, the one that Abreu hit right there.
1 down, and now Nicky Delmonico drew a leadoff walk in the 2nd. Moncada runs well and therefore is a threat to steal.
He's attempted 2 stolen bases, unsuccessful so far. 0 for 2.
Fastball away.
And with Berrios on the mound, there have been 3 stolen bases against him in 5 attempts.
Play at first.
Good throw, perfect spot. Moncada getting that hand back on the bag.
On the outside corner. It seems at times Berrios has a couple of different fastballs that he likes to throw. He'll take some off to pinpoint the control, and then with the strikeout of Abreu, he just reared back and blew it by him.
That's more the 4-seam fastball. Also has a 2-seamer that has some sink.
Moncada goes. Jimenez with the throw, not in time. A stolen base. And Moncada gets his first in the big leagues.
Had a pretty good jump right there. Good throw by Jimenez behind the plate. Moncada gets into scoring position with 1 out.
One and two. Barrios facing Delmonico and then Kevin Smith. Grounder. And now the runner being waved around third, and he will score. Garver didn't handle it, and it bounced into no man's land, and Moncada scores. It's 2-0. Moncada, as he wheeled around third, almost spun out, but he was able to keep his feet, and the White Sox get another run.
Good job by the third base coach, Nick Capra. He did a good job of sending him right off the get-go. It's a ground ball that Garver goes to his right. He got kind of tied up right there. Ball kind of rolled up his arm, went towards second base. By the time Polanco.
It's a little bit of a misstep around third, but Moncada got there. It's 2-0. So the leadoff walk and the error lead to another Chicago run. Will bleed through for a hit. And the White Sox pinging the ball around the field here, opening up a bigger lead in the fourth. That'll bring up Sanchez, who cranked a home run his first time up.
Well, Smith got 1 hit in last night's ball game, and he jumped on that first pitch from Santana and got a base hit to left field. Jumped on a fastball right there. Even though it looked like it jammed him, still strong enough to get him through the infield. It's only the second hit by the White Sox, but they have a 2-0 lead.
Twins have committed at least 1 error now in 7 straight games, which is uncharacteristic for them. Sanchez at the plate, with the White Sox already in front 2-0. The outside corner. Down and away, 1-1. Cleveland leading Boston 8-4. That game in the 6th inning. Teeing off on Chris Sale for the 2nd time in a month. That's chipped to short center. Dozier out. He won't get there. Buxton charges, and he'll fire it back in quickly. And another little flare for a base hit, and they're loaded up with 1 down. That was trouble as soon as it left home plate. Anderson will come up with the bases loaded. Join Fox Sports North in the Wild for the breakaway 10K, 5K, and 1-mile run. Saturday, September 16th, benefiting the Herb Brooks Foundation. All participants receive a medal and are qualified to win 2 suite tickets for the Wild Stars preseason game on September 30th. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events.
Yeah, not much you can do defensively on that little flare base hit right there by Sanchez. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Anderson hit a ground ball to third. Twins playing the infield back. They'll try to get an around the horn double play, although Garver's playing in front of the runner at first. Strike 1. Remember when Barrios had that good outing against the Diamondbacks? His mound opponent was Zach Greinke, and Greinke had the type of outing that Barrios is having here tonight, struggling with his control a little bit. The Twins weren't hitting searing line drives against Greinke at all, but some well-placed hits. Here's a grounder left side. Nice stop, and out at second on a close play, but another run scores. Adrianza diving to his left was able to make the play and just barely collected himself in time to get the force.
Yeah, Anderson trying to hit that ball exactly where he hit to end the ball game last night between third and short. That Adrianza going over, and then Brian Dozier become like a first baseman. Kept his foot on the bag to get the force out at second base, but Anderson picking up an RBI, and it's a 3-0 game.
And Narvaez will be the batter. And Jimenez to the mound. Twins against Greinke. He's kind of bunched some things together and some good fortune together, like the White Sox have done here in the 4th inning against Berrios. 65 pitches thrown by Berrios.
You want to stop the bleeding right here.
Low, ball 1. Narvaez called out on strikes his first time up.
This inning started with a 4-pitch walk.
Second inning tonight where Berrios has lost the leadoff batter to a walk. Got away with it the first time by getting a ground ball double play. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Last night's starter, Irvin Santana, we showed you his success on the road. 8-1, ERA in the 2s. Well, for Berrios, it's almost reverse. He's pitched better at home than he has on the road. On the road, this is his 11th start. He's 4-4 with a 5.13. At home, he's 7-1 with a 2.87. So he has struggled on the road.
On the road where he hasn't been given a whole lot of run support, like in San Diego. He might have had his best game against the Padres, but he gave up a run and took the loss. 1-1. So far, no run support tonight. And that's a balk.
That's a balk.
But the play goes on, and a run was scored. A balk was called, but the play continues, and the White Sox will, pardon the football phrase, they'll decline the balk. And the raggedness of this inning continues.
I don't think you can do that anymore, can you? Isn't that?
Well, you can throw to third. You can't fake to third and throw to first.
Well, the play is on right here for Berrios to do that. You can see where that throw was. It'll be an error on Berrios. Allows Smith to score.
Second error of the inning, and it's 4-0. And a runner at third base, and a 1-1 count to Narvaez. Takes inside, 2-1. The ground ball that was muffed. An errant pickoff throw by the pitcher, a leadoff walk. Hardest hit ball this inning was Abreu's liner caught by Buxton. And now 2-2. Finally it ends. It took 15 minutes and some rather unsightly things happened, not the least of which is the White Sox got 3 runs.
Twin fans, don't forget happy birthday, young lady, at Twin home games. You bring your Circle Me signs. You may find yourself on the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Time for the Twins to get to work here.
Yeah, there was no balk called on that play. It was an error, and then they gave Anderson a stolen base because he was taking off.
I thought I heard somebody yell balk. I'm assuming that was an umpire.
I asked the official score. He said no, there was no balk on that play.
Well, here's Jimenez, and he takes up high ball one. Maybe the Chicago dugout called balk, but I'm pretty sure I heard somebody yell balk. Jimenez, Adrianza, and Granite will hit here in the fifth, trying to get something going against Derek Holland. Very high, 2-0. Jimenez struck out swinging his first time up. Very high again.
Well, again, Holland coming in 66 walks in 124 innings pitched, so he has walked only one so far. Does have 3 strikeouts. He's given up 2 singles.
And a strike. 3-1. Jimenez didn't like the call.
Holland trying to get to 3-2. Fastball. Strike.
And Jimenez chases a high fastball, strikes out again, 1 away.
And strikeout number 4 for Holland.
Love Your Melon Nights coming up September 14th. A limited number of special ticket packages, including game ticket and a Twins Love Your Melon beanie. Every ticket sold goes to support Love Your Melon's program to donate a hat to every child battling cancer in the United States. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/loveyourmelon. Here's Adrianza. And there's a first pitch strike. Holland fell behind Jimenez 3-0, came back to strike him out. Now he's back throwing first pitch strikes to Adrianza. And now it's 0-2. Twins go to Toronto, and as luck would have it, they won't have to face Toronto's ace Marcus Stroman, but the way they've swung the bats here the last couple nights, done very little offensively.
Well, I tell you, I think you have to credit James Shields a little bit last night. You know, for the first 5 innings, he was really on. Scored a couple runs in the 6th.
1-2 to Adrianza. Adrianza strikes out. Bring up Zach Granite.
Yeah, back-to-back strikeouts for Holland now with 5 in the ball game. It's like a big slider, little cutter.
Granite grounded to first his first time up. One and 0.
Granite just getting recalled for the 2nd time. He's hitting well down in Rochester, hitting .340.
Came down a bit after he spent about a month with the Twins and was sent back, but did well. Twins are glad to have him back up here. Robbie Grossman with a sprained thumb. Inside and high 3-0.
76 games in Rochester this year, hitting .340, 17 doubles, 5 triples, 5 home runs, driven with 30 runs batted in.
And a 4-pitch walk to the number 9 batter, and now Dozier will come up with a man aboard.
The 2nd walk for Holland.
Dozier with a pop to short and a ground ball to short. Going to be a fun weekend again in this wild card chase. Twins are in Toronto. Seattle will be playing at the Yankees. Kansas City at Cleveland. First pitch strike. In advance of this at bat, if in fact it is an at bat, the last couple nights the Twins have 5 hits, 46 at bats, a 109 average. After pretty much pounding the ball at will earlier in this series. 1-1.
The ups and downs of baseball.
Mitch Garver with the only well-hit ball here tonight. Hope is Miguel Sano will rejoin the lineup when his 10-day disabling period's behind him. Bobby Grossman with the team, doing what he can with a sprained left thumb. Inside 2-1.
You can almost say that Holland has been effectively wild. He's kind of worked both sides of the plate. .81 pitches, 45 strikes.
Now he's in danger of walking 2 men after the second out. Polanco on deck. It's 3-1. Dozier had a 3-1 count in the 3rd inning. Grounded into the hole. Anderson made a good play. And a walk now. Runners at first and second. With Holland walking Granite and Dozier, Polanco will come to the plate.
Again, it was Polanco that hit the 3-run home run off of Holland here on Monday night in Game 1. See if he can do it again.
Holland trying to give the Twins back a run or two. See if the Twins can take advantage of it here. Decent speed on the bases. Granite runs well at second. Dozier runs pretty well at first. Twins need a 2-out hit to kind of reverse the momentum here a little bit. Strike over the inside corner. Polanco with 20 doubles, 3 triples, 7 home runs. Looking for an extra base hit here to get the Twins back in the game. One and one. Popped up. Abreu chasing it. He runs out of room.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of high fastballs from Holland, and it seems like the Twins hitters just getting underneath it, creating a lot of pop-ups.
Polanco cracking doubles all over the place in addition to the home runs.
They're having a great month of August. There's some pop in that bat.
1-2 facing Holland here. Polanco struck out in the first, hit a fly ball to center in the third. Another pop-up behind second base. Moncada calling for it. And time for Paul Molitor's best halftime speech, because the first half of this game has been all Chicago. to recover from a slow start here tonight. Our Mountain Dew fans of the game. Adam Engel will lead things off against Jose Barrios.
Yeah, Barrios gave up 3 runs, only 1 earned run last inning. Started with that leadoff walk, so get that first guy out.
Swinging strike 1 from Engel. And Alan Hansen and Yoan Moncada. 1-1. Picked out of the dirt. 2-1.
Good fastball away there.
74 pitches, 42 strikes by Barrios.
Good angle right here. You can see him working outer half of the plate. Engel swinging through it.
And fouled over the roof for the Twins dugout. Just outside 3-2. Barrios walked the leadoff man in the second, got a double play grounder that took care of that. But it was the 4-pitch leadoff walk in the 4th that opened the door for the White Sox to score 3 runs.
Hey, need this guy to swing the bat. No free passes. And he does. He swings through it. Second time Engel struck out. Strikeout number 7 for Jose Barrios.
Bring up Alan Hansen.
Engel very quick of foot. You got to make him swing the bat. Then running fastball got in on him.
Lurie Garcia left the ball game after his 3rd inning at bat. He was 0 for 2 and he had some back stiffness, so Hansen took his spot. Again, the White Sox, like the Twins, carrying 13 pitchers, 3 bench players. One of them isn't even in uniform, or at least he wasn't before the game today. That's Avisail Garcia. And then an early substitution. And presumably the only bench player available for Rick Renteria is Tyler Saladino.
It was Hansen last night that hit that triple right down that first base line off of Santana in the 3rd inning. Barrios falls behind. Hansen. It's another speedster. You want him to swing the bat.
Survived a 3-ball count to Engel, striking him out. And a strike, 3-1.
You have to do it again. Same pitch. Make him swing the bat.
3-2.
And you can see why. 3-2. Jimenez, I'm sure, going to call it. Same pitch again. Get it over the plate. Look at that.
3 fastballs, 3 strikes. Another strikeout, number 8. That'll bring up Moncada.
He fell behind, but then peppered the strike zone with 3 good fastballs. Look at all the different pitches falling behind. 0-3-0, and a couple fastballs away, and then the one inner half of the plate.
Moncada drew the leadoff walk. Takes strike 1. He stole second. Scored on an error charge to Garver on a ground ball. And kind of set the tone for a really ugly inning. Popped up left side. Polanco out. And it is Grana coming in to make the catch. A 1-2-3-5. Time for the Twins to get to work. White Sox lead at 4-0, but they're dropping like flies. Omar Sanchez moving over to second base. Tyler Saladino playing at third. And Yoan Moncada's left the ball game. We mentioned when he scored from second on the Garver error, he kind of had a misstep around third. Here's Buxton lifting one high and deep to left and gone. Byron Buxton wakes up the Twins with home run number 10.
Third hit for the Twins. Buxton putting a run on the board. Got a fastball from Holland. At 90 miles an hour, and Buxton opening up quickly. That's a 4-1 ball game.
And just as quickly, activity now in the White Sox bullpen. Here's Escobar. Up and away, ball one. Moncada, when he came around third, he had a misstep, and he was checked in the dugout, and they sent him back out. He said he was fine, but something's amiss. And there are no bench players left for the White Sox, unless Avisail Garcia mysteriously shows up. 2-0 to Escobar. Three 3-0. Garver on deck.
Two pitches for Holland, so he might be running out of gas. He had a couple walks last inning after he struck out the first two hitters.
And a strike. 3-1. All the way 3-2. 10th and final game these two teams will play here. And so far, the Twins have hit 17 home runs in this ballpark this year. And they might need one or two more. Full count to Escobar. And he takes a walk. Twins trying to build an inning here against Derek Holland.
Walk number 4 for Holland.
MLB.TV Premium, back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Yeah, just watch as much baseball as you can. You never know when a hockey fight will break out. Gregory Infante warming up. Garver lined a single to center his last time up.
Saw Infante in last night's ball game.
Strike. With Moncada leaving, that spends what little bench Rick Renteria had. If they make a pitching change, that opens up the Twins bench of Kepler, Vargas, and Mauer. Double play grounder. Nice pick up by Anderson. Sharply hit. Garver is doubled up, 2 down.
Garver hit it right on the button, just to the right of Anderson, and he turns to a double play. Garver trying to find the hole, but Anderson there.
They got to him in a hurry on one hop. 2 down, bases empty. Here's Rosario. Rosario drew a walk in the second, bounced to second in the fourth. And the dirt, ball 1. the mound, and I think he's going to check with Holland to make sure he's got a little finishing kick left here in the 6th.
Yeah, Holland had a game earlier this month against the Astros here where he walked 7. So walks have been an issue for Derek Holland. It's the 8th time for Holland that he's walked 4 or more in a ball game. Tough to play behind a guy like that too. It's throwing so many pitches in a short amount of time.
Popped up. That'll play. Two and 1 to Rosario. Popped up. Hernandez gives way to Saladino. Twins get a leadoff home run from Buxton. They're on the board. They still trail. You're watching Twins baseball, presented by State Farm. Is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve. Ragged start to the ball game for the Twins. Now they're trying to come back, trailing 4-1. Jose Barrios with just 3 hits allowed, but there have been a couple of errors. He's issued a couple of leadoff walks. He delivers ball 1 to Jose Abreu. The only hit that was hit hard was Sanchez's home run. The 2 hits that added to the chaos in the 4th inning weren't hit well at all. Just a little flare into right center field and a ground ball base hit on about 5 hops.
See Neil Allen on the phone out to the bullpen.
Pounded off the plate, and now Jimenez, I think, got some dirt that flew up into his mask, his eyes maybe.
Oh, the foul ball.
See some debris flying up. 2 and 1. Foul ball. They're leading the season series 9 games to 6. Ryan Presley getting loose. with pitch number 90 coming from Berríos. And it's a strikeout of Abreu, one away.
Yeah, getting Abreu for the second time. Got him on a good fastball to end the first. Here a big sweeping breaking ball that Abreu swings through. Missed that by a foot. So strikeout number 9 for Berríos.
Delmonico will hit.
He needed a boat paddle to hit that maybe, or at least foul it off.
A walk, and then he reached on the Garver error at first. Outside, ball 1. 4 runs for the White Sox, but only 1 run producing hit. A couple of runs scored on errors. There's a strike called, 1-1. Another one scoring on a fielder's choice.
Garber made his first major league error. Berríos later in the inning.
1 and 2.
Throwing error.
Nope, he did not go, says Chris Guccione.
Kind of like what Greg Gibson did right there. He didn't try to call it himself. He asked right away.
2-2. Hits are even at 3 apiece. The runs are not. Full count. There's been a whole bushel basket full of those here tonight for Berríos.
Velocity still there. This pitch at 94. This will be pitch number 97.
That foul. It's had 7 full counts in tonight's game. That's why the pitch counts running up close to 100. 9 3-ball counts. On Yoan Moncada, by the way, he left the ball game with shin splints. Sounds familiar. That's what Miguel Sano's sitting out with. 9th pitch of this at bat coming. Actually, a stress reaction in the shin. I don't know if that's a shin splint or not.
Sounds sore to me. Oh boy, just missed inside.
Berríos wanted it, but instead he issued a walk with 1 down. We'll bring up Kevin Smith.
3rd walk for Berríos, the 2nd time he's walked to Monaco. See what Fox Track says right here. Just a bit inside.
Now Ethan, our stats guy, just made a point of telling me that shin splints are different than a stress reaction in the shin. This is the same guy who said it was just going to rain lightly for 15 minutes, and
didn't know they were also have a doctor up here.
2 minutes later we had the tarp on the field. Low ball 1 to Smith. Smith just pushed one up the middle, almost stopped before Buxton was able to field it in center field, but he contributed a single to a 3-run inning. One and 0. 2-0. 101 pitches, 57 strikes for Berríos.
Smith hit into a double play in the 2nd inning. Let's see if Berríos can get a ground ball right here. The 11th double play turned behind Berríos.
Three-ball count. Jimenez walks the ball part of the way back to the mound and then fires it at Berríos. This might be his last batter. Presley warmed up, ready to go.
108 pitches, a season high for Berrios. He needed that twice to get through a couple of starts.
Sox take advantage of another Berrios walk.
RBI double for Smith, picking up an RBI. His 24th of the year. 3-1 fastball. Smith last night got a fastball and hit it. Right here, fastball, had some movement. Pulls it right down that left field line. Hits that little padding and then stops right there. That allowed Delmonico to score from first base.
And Berrios struggled with his control all night long. Not a very good strike percentage. A walk, then a 3-1 count to Smith leads to another Chicago run. With the score 5-1 and another runner in scoring position, Ryan Presley will come in to try to get the Twins off the field.
Yeah, Ryan making his first appearance here in this 5-game series, his 43rd of the year. Only 9 walks, 2 intentional for Ryan in 45 1/3 innings with 46 strikeouts.
Sanchez with a home run and a single against Berrios. Presley's been really good as of late. They need him to be really good here to keep the Twins in the ballgame. Well, by Jimenez. Smith goes to third.
Ball in the dirt. Jimenez unable to hold on to it or knock it down. Be a wild pitch charged to Presley.
Jimenez pointing at the point of contact down low. That should be a pass ball.
That should be a pass ball, yeah. We'll see how they rule it.
Well, it's ruled a wild pitch, but that should be a pass ball. And Chris will tell you that. Infield in. 2-0. Sanchez cranked one to right center field to put the White Sox on the board in the second. He hit a little flare into center that dropped for a hit, and the White Sox added 3 more. And now Presley falls behind, 3-0. Presley had one bad outing over the last month. That came against the Indians. 2 outings ago. Garver looks across the diamond, finds first base, 2 away.
Well, you know, you get the green light 3-0. You'd like to have that pitch up. That ball was down, created that ground ball out. Sanchez swinging 3-0. Hits it right to Garver at first.
Tim Anderson. Anderson hit a ground ball to third. And he had another ground ball to third, reached on a fielder's choice. Got credit for a run batted in with Adrianza making a nice play going to his left. Pitches up, ball 1. Twins got one in the top of the 6th, and the White Sox have answered with at least one in the bottom. 2-0. 5 pitches, just 1 strike for Presley. Jimenez will run to the mound. The strike that Presley threw got the second out of the inning. In the dirt, scooped by Jimenez. Narvaez on deck. 7 pitches, just the 1 strike.
The 7 pitches.
Green light.
The 7 pitches, everything has been low except that 1 high fastball. So he's keeping the ball down, just too far down.
12 3-ball counts tonight by Twins pitching. Tapper to short. Scoop by Polanco, and Garver with a nice stretch at the other end. And the inning ends, but another walk and another Chicago run in the 6th.
Hitting the home run, that gave the White Sox a 1-0 lead. That in the 2nd inning, and then Twins had just an ugly inning in the 4th. A couple errors, one by Garver, throwing error by Barrios, allowed a run to score, a couple unearned runs that inning. Twins come back with 1 from Byron Buxton, hitting a solo home run, his 10th of the year.
Sanchez started at 3rd base. Now he's at 2nd base. The White Sox have lost a couple of players to injury. Jimenez, Adrianza, Granite due up in the 7th. Twins have a bench of Kepler, Vargas, and Mauer, but Molitor might wait until the 9th inning to use any or all of them.
Gregory Infante, who worked an inning and 2/3 in last night's ball game, threw 23 pitches, 13 for strikes. Didn't allow a hit, had a strikeout.
1-0 to Jimenez, who struck out twice against Derek Holland. Drilled down the line into the corner. Jimenez should have a pair. Jimenez to second with a ringing double into the left field corner.
It's good to see the Twins hitting something solid right there. Buxton's home run, but a lot of pop-ups. 8 pop-ups that Derek Holland was able to get. Fly ball outs. That ball kind of rode right into the swing of Jimenez, right down that left field corner.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. And a good start to the inning, and now Adrianza will hit left-handed. White Sox had a good bullpen at the start of the year, but they've almost all been traded or have gotten hurt. Don Cooper to the mound. David Robertson, Anthony Swarzak, Tommy Kahnle, all made up a really good back end of the bullpen here in Chicago. They were all dealt. Left-hander in the Chicago bullpen is warming up along with Danny Farquhar. Both relievers have had issues throwing strikes, so that's something the Twins need to keep in their memory bank too should they come in. A lot of base runners and some clutch hits here in the final 3 innings. With a pop to short and a strikeout. Squaring and taking ball 1, not for a sacrifice, but for a base hit. Inside corner. Up high, 2-1.
2-1.
Middle 2-2. It's 15-8 in August, despite losing a couple of 1-run ball games here in Chicago.
With a good fastball, hard slider. 30-year-old from Venezuela.
Vargas with a bat. Down and in, 3-2 with Zach Granite on deck. If Adrianza reaches, well, then that might change. Well, Paul Molitor's looking at things here in the 7th inning. He may want to take a shot with Vargas with 2 men aboard. Popped up again. Short right center field. Catch made by Engel. One down. And we'll never know because Granite's coming to the plate and there's only one man on base. So many balls hit higher than far.
Got 9 fly ball out so far. Swinging at that high fastball. A little upset at himself.
I think that bat will be making the trip to Toronto. Granite with a ground ball and a walk. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0 for 7 with men on base. They still haven't had a runner to third base yet. Outside. Breaking ball for a called strike. 1 and 2.
Let it go.
Not close. 2 and 2. Twins running out of outs. There's one out here in the 7th. They got a leadoff double. They need to get Jimenez in. Top of the lineup due up behind Granite, starting with Dozier. Popped up. Chased by Saladino. Put over the tarp and out of play.
Some pitch. Twins swinging at a lot of pitches about letter high, and that's creating all those pop-ups.
And in a couple of cases, a swinging strike 3. Escobar chased one in the 4th inning and struck out. Jimenez in the 2nd. Buxton caught up with one. His home run, the only run of the ball game for the Twins. Another 2-2 to Granite.
Oh,
3 and 2. Seen Granite take some walks. In fact, he took one his last time up. Three and 2 to Zach Granite. Poked to the left, but hanging in the air. Monaco with the catch. 2 down. Bring up Brian Dozier. Cancer impacts the lives of everyone in Twins territory. Join us August 30th to show your support for cancer awareness. Supporters purchasing tickets through this special theme night ticket package will receive a Twins cancer awareness hat. Color of the Twins logo on the front of the hat corresponds to the color associated with the most prevalent cancers seen throughout Twins territory. To learn more and join the Twins in their effort to strike out cancer, visit twinsbaseball.com/cancer awareness. Fonte trying to pitch around his leadoff double. He's got Adrianza and Granite to pop up, and now Dozier. Outside, ball 1. the inning ends. The Twins get a leadoff double, but leave Jimenez aboard. It's still 5-1. T-Mobile, Giancarlo Stanton. When's the last time we did a T-Mobile Unlimited baseball break where he didn't hit a home run?
Yeah, number 47.
Gary Sanchez putting together another tremendous second half after a disappointing first half. There are the numbers against Chris Sale. Second time in a month that the Indians have knocked Sale out early. And I believe it looks like they're going to win tonight. Hoping to come back and steal this one, but they're down by 4 and running out of time. Presley out there after getting 2 ground ball outs on 3-0 pitches, and there's a pitch breaking ball wide, ball 1 to Narvaez. Engel and Hansen will follow. 9 pitches, just 2 strikes for Presley. There's a fastball. Even the count. Breaking ball left up high. The outside corner again to even the count. The Twins bullpen with 6 right-handers, 2 left-handers, but there's a reliever from both sides that the Twins are a little hamstrung with. Clint Perkins hasn't pitched enough or well enough to be brought into a close game with the Twins leading or trailing. There's a called third strike on the outside corner. John Curtis just called up, and they don't want to throw him into a close ball game either for his major league debut.
Yeah, Presley missed with the breaking ball, but clipped the outer part of that plate a couple times. And Narvaez striking out for the 3rd time. So Ryan, whose averages strikeout per inning, picks up his first strikeout, the 3rd batter he's faced.
Sides have combined for 24 3-ball counts. Here's Engel. And a first pitch strike.
There's a good breaking ball. Engel has struck out a couple times, both times against Barrios. who had 9 strikeouts.
And another breaking ball. Now suddenly Presley's become a strike throwing machine.
2 bookends right there. 2 good breaking balls.
0-2 to Engel.
Jimenez says throw it in the dirt. And he left it high.
1-2. And now into the seats. Barrios giving up 5 runs. 3 of them earned.
Yeah, only 4 hits that Barrios gave up and 3 walks.
And 2 of them cost him runs.
Yep.
1-2 to Adam Engel. Pop up left side. Polanco out, Granite in. Granite with the catch, 2 down. We'll take a look at the Twins' upcoming schedule. The Jeep road ahead. Again, the Twins won't have to face Marcus Stroman in Toronto, and then they'll come back and play the White Sox for 3. Final series of the season series there with the White Sox, and then the Royals right on the heels of the Twins. They'll come to Target Field for the last time right before Labor Day. Two down, and now Hanson. On the outside corner.
Hanson's second at bat. He struck out against Barrios in his only at bat in the 5th inning.
Back 2 strikes.
Hanson coming over from the Pittsburgh Pirates back in June.
Two Presley to Hanson. Breaking ball and drilled to center, a base hit.
They left that 0-2 pitch up.
A 2-out single, and that'll get Saladino in play. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Saladino's first plate appearance. Breezed him high and tight. To Saladino. In the regular season and in the season series with the Twins, we've seen the White Sox make a lot of the mistakes that the Twins have made here tonight. Walks and errors leading to runs. This has been kind of an atypical game for the Twins. There goes the runner at first. Jimenez can't field the pitch out of the dirt cleanly, and it's a stolen base for Hanson.
Yeah, Hanson had a great jump right there. It's a 3rd stolen base for the White Sox tonight. Some ball in the dirt. Oh, in and out of the glove, but Hanson got a great jump. Steals his 6th base in 7 attempts.
2-0 to Saladino. Popped up, now 2-1. Presley's difficulty in throwing strikes. Obviously, he's done a better job of it here in the 7th inning. Now he's got a 2-1 count to Saladino. 25 pitches, 13 strikes. 2 of his first 9 pitches were strikes. 30-1 with Abreu on deck. So you don't want to face him. And with 2 outs, you need to go get Saladino.
Saladino hitting 193.
Oh my. 2-out single, a stolen base, now a 2-out walk. And Presley's going to have to pitch to Abreu with 2 men aboard. Abreu struck out twice and lined out with Barrios on the mound. Here comes Paul Molitor. He's not going to let Presley face Abreu. Alan Buznitz will come into kind of a tight spot. There are 2 outs, but there are also 2 men on, with the Twins already trailing by 4.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. Man having a good time at the ballpark. Alan Buznitz coming into the ball game. He worked here in game 1 on Monday night. 1 shutout inning through 11 pitches, 8 for strikes, making his 15th appearance overall.
Buznitz has made quite an impression here. He's one of 3 relievers who earlier this year made his major league debut, whom the Twins are counting on here in late August. Buznitz, Hildenberger, eventually Curtis will be asked to pitch some big innings. This is a big spot here, and Buznitz again just seems to have ice water in his veins. He comes in, he throws strikes. He's got an improving breaking ball. One strike. Fly ball right field. Rosario drifting. And he makes the catch to end the inning. A threat for the White Sox after the second out, but they don't score. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. goodness. You know, in an interview, he said something about the fact that to him the record is 61, and he considered a great accomplishment if he were to hit 62. And I think we all know what he meant by that, but he's got a legitimate shot at it.
He really does. A man strong, and it seems like every home run he hits is 420 plus. He can hit some monsters.
Danny Farquhar pitching for the White Sox as the Twins start the 8th inning with Jorge Polanco. Farquhar's been used a lot, and he delivers strike 1 to Polanco, who will be followed by Buxton and then Escobar. Remember, the Twins have Kepler, Vargas, and Mauer available to them on the bench. And incidentally, the Twins will face another left-hander tomorrow. The Blue Jays will run Jay Happ out there to start for the Blue Jays in the opener at the Rogers Center. Right back to the mound. A check swing, a two-hopper. Farquhar almost spun out. Makes the play, 1 away.
Farquhar ended up getting the win in last night's ball game. His first win as a Chicago White Sox. He was let go by the Tampa Bay Rays. The White Sox ended up signing him.
The only highlight for the Twins tonight offensively was Buxton cranking his 10th home run of the year. After hitting a couple of short fly balls to center, he pulled one down the line. At the knees, a strike. And now 0-2 to Buxton.
Well, had some control issues with the Rays. 25 walks in 38 innings.
It's a classic case of a team that's in the race. The Rays are. They can't afford to have somebody walking, somebody every other inning or worse than that. And the White Sox are taking a look at another power arm to replace some of the power arms they traded. Buxton pops it up, should reach the seats. That's out of play.
You know, one thing I wanted to bring up, and that was what last night the Dodgers, what Rich Hill did.
Yeah.
You know, Harvey Haddix was my pitching coach in Pittsburgh, and he's the one that had that 12-inning perfect game. I remember talking to Harvey Haddix about that and the way that he lost that ball game 1-0 in the 13th. That's kind of what Rich Hill did last night in the 10th inning. You know, ended up losing that ball game on a home run.
It was Joe Adcock, wasn't it?
Joe Adcock, yeah. It was
Harvey Haddix's.
Wow, he had a perfect game after 12 innings. He went out for the 13th, and then an error was made. And then Eddie Matthews, they say, bunted the runner over. They walked Hank Aaron intentionally. And then Adcock hit a ball that they said was a home run. And Buxton strikes out right there. But I guess Hank Aaron, when he rounded second, he saw that the first runner was going to score, and he ran in. So Adcock never got credited with a home run. They gave Adcock a double, but Harvey Haddix lost that ball game 1-0.
Buxton strikes out, 2 away here in the 8th, and now Escobar.
By the way, his mound opponent, Lou Burdette, 13 shutout innings. And he got the win.
Another first pitch strike by Farquhar. Burnett allowed 12 hits in that game.
Yeah.
They got the win. He had the shutout.
13 shutout innings.
1-1 to Escobar. And 2-1.
Yeah, Bill Mazeroski talking to him, he said that 12-inning perfect game, he said there's no great play. It was just Harvey Haddix was on.
Right. The Kitten, right? The Kitten was his nickname. Harvey Haddix.
Weighed about 160 pounds, almost like Tommy Hall. That type of built for the Twins, former Twin.
3-1.
We call him the executive farmer.
Backward swing by Escobar. 3-2.
3-2.
This kind of a excuse me. I didn't mean to swing at that.
Two. And a little short fly ball again. Anderson with the catch. The Twins go down 1-2-3 in the 8th. Delmonico will lead off the bottom of the 8th from Alan Buznitz. He takes a fastball down and in, ball 1. Delmonico has reached all 3 times. He's walked twice and reached on a Mitch Garver error. Well, one thing that I think a lot of Twins fans anticipated was that there would be a surge of power arms in the Twins bullpen, and that's what's happened. It's just not the power arms Twins fans were expecting. Instead of Jeff Reed, JT Chagua, it's been Buznitz, who's been clocked 96, 97, and when Curtis hits the mound, that's where he's going to sit at as well.
Well, you know, with injuries comes opportunity, and Buznitz taking the opportunity and taking it to a very good level.
High ball to left. Granite is there. 1 down. Target Field's a great place to spend time with the people who are important to you. Groups of 25 or more are eligible for discounts on tickets, and per-ticket fees are eliminated. You can arrange your group of 25 plus today by visiting twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS and ask about a Twins Target Field group outing.
Buznitz is just turning 27 years old a couple days ago, same date as Paul Molitor, turned 61.
See, it's kind of a curse, you know, for Buznitz. Here he's in the big leagues, his first birthday spent in the big leagues, and he gets trumped because his manager happens to have the same birthday. I feel the same way every March 1st. Justin Bieber gets all the headlines, and nobody acknowledges my birthday.
Just not right.
2-0. Smith has bounced into a double play, rolled a single up the middle, and then cracked a double, drove in a run in the 6th. 3-0 from Buznitz to Smith. 96 on the outside corner, and it sounds like a cliche, but it fits here because Buznitz, I mean, he comes in and throws good old country hardball because he's kind of a country kid from a small town in central Georgia. He just rears back, lets it fire. 3-2.
Originally signed by the Angels, came over to the Twins, and along with Hector Santiago in the Ricky Nolasco and Alex Meyer trade.
Full count to Smith. Foul back.
And Smith a couple hits in tonight's ball game. Single in that ugly fourth inning for the Twins, and an RBI double in the sixth. And that ended the night for Jose Barrios.
And 96 on the outside corner. And Buznitz gets a strikeout.
Well, fell behind an account. Trusts this fastball. Makes a perfect pitch.
Bottle that one, right?
Pitcher's pitch. Hardest pitch to hit. Fastball down and away.
2 down, and now Yolmer Sanchez. And a strike.
He's got a nice tight breaking ball too. Good rotation, good spin. I wonder what that spin rate is.
Good.
Good to excellent, or just good?
0-2. He gives you the impression he's completely underwhelmed by being in the big leagues. It's the same game he played when he was in high school and through the minor leagues. Yeah, big deal. There's 16,000 people here, another 200,000, whatever it is, watching on TV. Two and two. Just a little bit low at 96. Full count. So far he's retired everybody. A couple of fly balls and a strikeout. And another called third strike with another 96-mile-per-hour fastball at the knees. One more chance for the Twins. They need 4 to tie as we go to the bottom of the ninth, top of the ninth inning. Joe Mauer will pinch hit to start the 9th inning. Twins got some work to do. Just 4 hits tonight after just 3 hits last night. Vargas has got a bat. He may hit. It will be Mauer for Garver. Then the scheduled batters Rosario, Jimenez, Adrianza, and Granite. Max Kepler also available off the bench. They'll try to get something started and finished against Juan Minaya.
And Minaya now the closer here. Not a save situation, but Minaya did save the game for the White Sox here on Monday in Game 1. A shutout inning through 14 pitches, 9 for strikes.
Strike one. Mauer is a pinch hitter, 2 for 3 this year. Twins haven't done particularly well off the bench. 10 hits, 57 at bats, couple of home runs, and 7 runs batted in. And Mauer down the line gets his 3rd pinch hit. Around first and hold up there. Good idea. The Twins down by 4 runs, but Mauer lines a single to left. And that'll bring up Rosario.
Now with the shift that they put on, DeMonico already was guarding that line. Joe taking that moving fastball the other way. You see where DeMonico, the left fielder's playing, so he has to play the carom right there, get out of the way. Or the guards, but got it back in quickly.
Rosario with a walk and a ground ball and a foul out. Will be Jimenez hitting next because the other catcher on the roster, Garver, is already out of the game because of the Mauer pinch hitting appearance. Jimenez will have to hit, and we'll see whether Vargas and Kepler get a chance to play. Strike call. It's 0-2, and Rosario doesn't like it. I think it's fair to say that Greg Gibson has had a generous strike zone all night long.
I agree with you. Take a look at this pitch.
That's right there. The hitter reacting to where the catcher caught the ball. Checked his swing. No swing. And a block by Narvaez. And Rosario looking in the dugout as if to say, hey, that ball hit me. He wants Paul Molitor to look at it here because Rosario looked on the dugout and pointed to his foot as if that ball might have hit him. So the Twins are going to take a look at this, and if there's any chance with a hitter up there with 2 strikes.
Take a look at Maya's breaking ball right there.
There's a better look, we're told. I think they're going to see anything there. Well, Rosario will have to try to dig his way out of a 1-2 hole. Two and two. Up, it'll reach the seats. And the veterans that the White Sox had were a pretty formidable trio. Anthony Swarzak was having a great year for the White Sox. Tommy Kahnle throwing 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, ask Miguel Cabrera.
Kahnle, one of the pitchers involved in the fracas this afternoon. 2-2 to Rosario. Outside. Robertson and Kahnle traded to the Yankees. Swarzak traded to the Brewers. Full count. Foul. Pitch of this at bat coming.
I has walked 15 batters in 32 innings.
And Rosario drew a walk. And now it's the same situation should the White Sox decide to make a move, because the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Again, it has to be Jimenez here because the other catcher on the roster, Garver, was taken out. Kenny Vargas is on deck. Aaron Bummer, the only lefty, is warmed up down there. And Jimenez will try to keep the line moving here. A double his last time up. Drilled the ball into the left field corner. Inside, ball one.
Well, Minaya is the closer right now for the White Sox.
Jake Petrichka's been warming up as well. Petrichka's had some success in the past, but he's given up a lot of hits this year. Jimenez to short center, racing in his angle, and he dives and makes the catch. One out on a fine play by Adam Engel, similar to the one made by Larry Garcia last night.
I thought this ball might fall in. But Engel kind of cut across, and then he has to utilize his speed and make a nice diving catch.
A very late break in on that ball. Vargas will hit for Adrianza. And Granite in the on-deck circle. If that ball dropped, we might have had a pitching change here, because I think the White Sox would prefer Vargas to hit right-handed than left. Checked his swing. Strike one. Scuccione said that Vargas went.
Slider down and in. Vargas unable to hold up. Vargas 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter with a home run.
Full swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch. It's blocked by Narvaez. Keeps the runners where they are, keeps the double play in order. Two-man on. Vargas at the plate. And then Granite's the only man left between Minaya and Brian Dozier.
See Kepler looking for a helmet.
And a balk, so much for the double play being in order. Second and third, one down.
Let's see what Minaya does right here.
Rosario 1 and 2, and then ended up walking him. Fouled straight back. Let's need another base runner to get the tying run to the plate. 1 and 2. Over the inside corner, 2 down. After the game, the Twins will go to Toronto Bartolo Colon will go for the Twins, and Jay Happ for the Blue Jays. Max Kepler will hit for Zach Granite. And Kepler hoping to keep the game alive with Dozier on deck.
Kepler 0 for 6 as a pinch hitter.
Taking a low ball one. Saw Manaya's numbers. The walk's a little bit high, and he's already walked one man here. Two and 0. Trying to get Dozier to the plate. Strike going to the inside corner. Fastball that counts even. Twins are down to their last strike. That's a fair ball knocked down by Abreu. And the game ends. And the White Sox end up winning the series 3-2.
Well, last couple of ball games, not much offense for the Twins. Orioles struggle in that 4th inning, and that was really the ball game.
Anthony, the Twins will try to reboot on their way to Toronto. They've done it so many times this year, but a disappointing finish to this series in Chicago.